Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mixer as we continue our hashtag United series in Football Manager 2019, episode 41. And I'm not going to lie to everybody, we are struggling. So we are back one episode earlier than what we said we were initially going to do. I just thought the games against Stockport and Billericay might be more interesting than the games against Ebbsfleet and Port Vale. So just a minor change. Not that it's really going to matter too much because we're not in good form. That last episode, of course, we had that 1-0 victory via an own goal from Orion Jackson to beat Macclesfield in the opening day of the season. We then beat Tranmere 3-1. And I thought we might be okay here. We might be doing all right with the jump up and then kind of struggle from there. So Chester are flying in the division at the moment. We'll go through the rest of the competition. But we lost 1-0 to them. We actually still probably played a little bit better. And even though it says Brandon Thomas Asante here, it was definitely a Joe Norman own goal. So don't stress too much about that. Boreham Wood, we were unlucky. It was a phenomenal free kick from Ben Fox. He warned us with one in the first half that hit the post. And then 90th minute stepped up from the top of the 18-yard box and smacked the top corner. So that one again could have gone either way, but then against Hartlepool in the second half, after being 0 at half time, the wheels kind of came off a little bit and everyone started to struggle. And then Salford, we were actually 2-1 up. We were 1-0 down, then 2-1 up, and then 3-2. And then Bobby Sargent McGee got sent off in the 75th minute, and we just couldn't hang with them anymore. We couldn't keep them at bay, and they eventually got the win to go ahead. Then, randomly, AFC Telford, we'll talk about them more in a second, we beat them 6-1. Keith Mears finally got his shooting boots on and actually found some finishes. And I thought, okay, we've turned it around, we're back in form, we're hitting the back of the net again, that's good. And we lost to fucking Dartford. Dartford, who we came up with, who got promoted from the playoffs last season after finishing third, beat us 2-0 in a game that was relatively balanced and relatively even, but we just couldn't hit the back of the net. Cambridge beat us 1-0, they're the worst team in the division when we played them, they were sitting bottom of the league. But still managed to find themselves an early goal, and we did try and we did put on a ton of pressure, but we just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net, and that's probably been our biggest issue, is that we're hanging with teams okay. Defensively, there's little things that we can do, but we are, like, you kind of expect to start poorly defensively and get better as the season goes on. We just haven't been able to put the ball in the back of the net. Keith Mears has really struggled, but so has Dick Thrash. And when you consider that they are both pretty decent players for this division already and have high potential as well, you'd expect them to be doing a little bit better. We have rotated pretty frequently. Chancel Kiembe has come in and out of the side for Rodriguez. Hyam is likely going to start as that deep-lying playmaker just because he's more comfortable in the role. Bobby Sargent McGee first was injured and then struggled to get fit, and then he hasn't really done that well with the performances that he's put in when we've played. So just trying to balance the team out. We'll reward the guys that we've won with. And actually, speaking of that, I think we've won more with Chancel Kiembe. Yeah, see from his average rating, 7.08. It's much better than Rodriguez's 6.62. We might actually drop Rodriguez from the squad entirely and give Ollie Chadwick his chance to impress. But yeah, that's basically where we're at. We need to do better. We need to start getting some results on the board. I had to walk away from the game for a little bit just to think about what we needed to do differently, how we needed to change it. We're still with the same shape. We're still with the same mentalities and instructions, but we just need to get some better performances out of people or some more clinical finishing. You can see that poor form, that kind of sums up where we're at the moment. But again, if we get results in this game, we can fly up to as high as 12th. If we get a result in the next game, we can get back up to the playoff positions. It's still early in the season, so we're not quite at panic stations yet. And not forgetting, we were anticipated to finish rock bottom of this division. To be sitting in 19th after 9 games isn't the worst thing in the world. But regardless of what the media thinks we're going to be doing, I always have loftier standards than that. So again, Gibbons in goal, Downing and Norman as a central defensive partnership. Norman's been okay. Downing has struggled a couple of times throughout the course of the pre-season, as has Fitzpatrick. Warren's doing okay. O'Neill and Kiembe will play on the wings. White, who's been our star player so far this season, scored some absolute screamers when he has scored. And Hyam will be our midfield pairing. And then Richard Threkaj, Old Dick Thrash, and Keith Mears, our captain, leading the line up top. They're playing a 4-4-1-1. We should have enough about us to at least challenge them assertively. Go out there and enjoy yourselves tonight. Let's just try and relieve the pressure. Try and keep morale up. You can see there's a couple of people whose morale compass is just pointing a little bit south, and I'm keen not to let them drop really that far. And we get through the first half of the game without conceding, which is always a benefit. So looking at the league table down here, Chester are flying 8 games won, 1 draw, 1 loss in their opening 10. They're already taking a lead against Macclesfield. We could have beaten them. We could have beaten them. But, sometimes football works out that way. Billericay, who we've got in the next game, currently sitting in second, albeit with a game less played. Salford, who just pipped us 3-2, they're sitting in third. Hartlepool, who beat us, they're sitting in fourth. So maybe it's just that we're we're not terrible, but we've played a lot of the teams in the playoff positions that are quite decent. We've got a highlight here though. Hyam switched it out to Fitzpatrick on the left wing. Can move forward. Played it to Kiembe now. Steps inside. Can he get the strike away? He does. And his second goal of the season, his first goal of the season was very similar actually. He caught it on the left-hand side, cut inside. Maybe he's actually right-footed playing on the left. I haven't honestly looked. But good play here. Fitzpatrick just feeds him to feet instead of making him chase the ball. It's a good touch around the corner of the fullback and the angle opens up. Keeper maybe could have done better. But we need a win, so I'm going to take it. Right, highlight immediately again here. Waring wins it back and it comes to O'Neill. Cuts back inside, plays it out to White. Just needs to keep the ball. Kiembe again finds Mir with the strike and just past the far post. I guess near post. I don't know. One of the posts. Deep free kick from Fitzpatrick. Towards backstick. Downing's gone down in the box and it looks like we've gotten a penalty, which means Keith Mir will step up to try and convert. We have scored one penalty and missed one penalty so far this season. Mir to take, and it's a good one. He sends the keeper the wrong way and we go 2-0 up against Stockport. They were sitting around 7th or 9th or something like that before this game. I'm just going to demand more so that everyone maintains their focus until half-time. Just sends the keeper the wrong way. Well done, Keith. 4th goal of the season for him, considering his other goals were a hat-trick against AFC Telford. Kind of goes to show how much production we've gotten out of the two forwards so far. Jacob White is working his way back from a knock. You can see he's already down to 63% condition. We might swap him at half-time with Sergeant McGee. Here we go. Fitzpatrick with a free kick. Hits the post. Comes out to Downing. And he's offside. I was going to say he's got a man wide open in the middle. He just needed to get that cross in first time. Alright, we go through to half-time. 2-0 up. 11 shots, 6 on target. 64% of the ball. 3 shots for them, none on target, and 36% possession. We are playing very well. And I'm keen just to continue to provide a bit of a morale boost to everyone. Say I'm very happy with the way things are going, lads. Keep it going. And then the one thing we might change is we'll take off Jacob White for Bobby Sergeant McGee. Or as I keep calling him, Sergeant Bobby McGee. Alright, and the second half is underway. I think this will just be the kickoff highlight, and it is. Fitzpatrick with a deep free kick here. Played forward to Sergeant McGee. Into Kiembe again. Similar spot to where he scored his goal. Crossfield switch towards Waring. He's going to do well to keep it in and get a ball across towards Keith Mir. Threckage! Old Dick Thrash at the back post gets his 3rd goal of the season. It was an excellent ball across there from Christopher Waring. Just slid it across the 6-yard box, begging for someone to get to the end of it. By the time he actually strikes it, it's nearly out of play. And it's a good finish. So we go 3-0 up, and that's a good confidence booster for him because he's kind of struggled a little bit as well. It does take time, these things. Like I weigh up sometimes whether I should just have kept last season's team together because they were more confident in the role and the shape and the formation. But we did need players that had better individual ability, and that's why we've kind of made the bulk changes that we have. And there's a fair few guys out there that haven't played in this system before, so maybe I need to be a bit more patient and not expect to get great results out of the blocks. Given that we've already made one sub, I'm just going to make one other sub after the hour. I'm going to bring on Ollie Chadwick. It'll be the first time that you guys have seen him. He's made a couple of appearances off the bench and had, I think, 2 starts so far in his career. He's not done too badly, but we'll bring him on for Sean O'Neill. And then at the same time, as we often do, get creative after an hour. Right, deep free kick for Whitehouse. It's their first real highlight, but it's headed away. Ball comes out to Sergeant McGee. It's forward to Threckage. It's played back and it's a long ball over the top. I think Cooper's going to be just onside. He's got no angle to speak of. He cuts it back to Crawford, and Tom Crawford with his first goal of the season. So they pull one back. We can't keep a clean sheet to save ourselves at the moment. It's just a long ball over the top, and because our defensive line's a bit slow getting out there, I think it was Dowling that kept everybody on. Cooper cuts it back well. Smart play actually. He had no angle to shoot from, so he just held it up, played it back in the middle. And I'm not looking for them to set up a grandstand finish or anything, so let's just use the demand more shout for the last 10 minutes. Hopefully give everyone that bit of focus to just concentrate for the remaining little portion of the game. We've got a highlight immediately, and the ball's with them deep in the pitch. Whitehouse has got a lot in front of him. McGee with a good tackle. Deep ball across. Mears onside. Can he find the finish from a weird angle or cut it back? Instead he works the strike and Lavacombe pushes it over. Keith Mir does not like crossing the ball. Here's Kiembe, short corner to Chadwick. He's got time, plays Hyam at the top of the box. Can he find the strike? Instead he goes back to Kiembe in a weird spot. Deep ball, but there wasn't really anyone in there. Didn't make the most of that opportunity. Bobby Sergeant McGee has struggled since coming on at half-time, only 6.5 rating. We've tried him out in both midfield roles, and I just don't think he's that good a player, to be completely honest. Which is fine, but we've still got a lot of quality. But disappointing when you bring someone in that has such high potential and they're not really able to kind of exist within your system. Fitzpatrick now with a free kick, or this will probably finish up the highlights, I think. There's about 50 seconds remaining. Downing out to Norman on the right. Get it in, Joe. Back to Chadwick. Find the cross, please. Nah, he doesn't. He coughs the ball up in a weird area, and Whitehouse is again bursting forward. Pretty sure that's Hyam who comes flying across and makes a good tackle to win it back. Dick Thrash wins the ball back in midfield. About 15 seconds remaining of regular time, and they've put it out, so I dare say the referee's about to blow for full time once this throw's taken. He does indeed. A 3-1 win. A win is a win. Like, that's really what we needed, but God, like, we just can't retain focus for 90 minutes at this point. I'm just going to say, very happy with the result and the way you played. I'm not going to get down on anybody. My thoughts are my thoughts to you guys, not necessarily the thoughts to the team. Quality possession provides victory. That's kind of the moral of the story so far this season. 24 shots to their 8, 60% possession. Chancel Kiembe actually gets player of the match, which is great for him. Let's go and have a chat with him and say he did well. Superb in the number of quality of chances created in the last match, and he's responded positively, which is great to see. Now, one of the bits that you guys don't usually see is early season when we've got so many games on like a Saturday and Wednesday. I try and make use of rest days as much as possible. So effectively, since the season kicked off against Macclesfield, we've had Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, and that's actually scheduled to keep going until the 5th of October. So we're going to use a rest day just because you can see some of the squad is actually struggling for fitness. I'm not going to change the starting lineup for the game against Billericay because we've just won, so why would we change anything? But we are going to give a rest day to everyone that started, and the other guys, they can kind of get back into form and fitness through training. And while we're here, because I was going to do it at the start of the game and I kind of forgot, I'm going to go and look at some of the comparisons with the rest of the division. Again, not making excuses for the team. We should be performing better than we currently are, but when you have a look at some of the expenditure stats for, we're 55% possession, second best in the league to Forest Green. That's not bad, but I'd rather second best on the table. Salary per annum is the one that I want to look at. So 2.43 million is what AFC Telford are currently spending per year on salaries. We are right down the bottom, 23rd. Dartford's the only team that's spending less than us, but they seem to be doing fine. We're on 255k a year, and that includes the couple of contracts that we're still trying to get rid of the 4 guys in the reserves. And you'd think that would drop us down another k or so. No, not that much. Another 750. I'm going to offer them to clubs just for the sake of it. Not that I think anyone's really forthcoming and willing to come get them, but we can at least try. But it just kind of goes to show the discrepancy between where we're at. So like Aldershot, AFC Telford are nearly spending our entire annual wage budget more than the next team, Aldershot in second spot. Some of these teams will be guys that have kind of yo-yoed between Vanarama National Football, the part-time level, and the full-time level above in the National League, in League 2. And that might explain some of the high expenditure. But I would expect, even if we went up into a League 2 level in the next year or two, our wage structure probably won't change that much. It might go up to maybe 400k, but certainly not in the millions of pound a year. And I guess that kind of illustrates the difference between expenditure for each of the teams, or like the gap between the Vanarama South level and our level now, the Vanarama National. Anyway, enough talking from me. Let's jump into the game against Billericay now. Alright, so curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to have a quick look at Billericay's squad before we go in. They've got some decent players here. Max Haygarth, who I think they've got on loan from Plymouth. He's an ex-Manchester United junior. He is awesome. If you can pick him up in your saves. Powell Zuck is an Everton right wing-back / right midfield. Tom Stang's ex-Man United. There's a few ex-players here. Antoine Semenyo is a great player who I think's at Plymouth when the game starts. But again, look at some of these wages. That is just 2.4 a week for Callum Ainley. He'd want to be an absolute star because he's getting paid more than half my squad. Our most expensive players are on £300 a week. They're all on full-time deals as well, so that's interesting. So I wonder if they have, as a club, been promoted. They have. They've actually won the National League 3 seasons ago, 21-22, and then immediately came back down in 23rd spot from Skybet League 2. Last season finished 5th, but they've managed to stay as a full-time club beyond that, which is absolutely crazy. And Stuart Smith is the chairman. So it looks like they've got a new chairman and stuff, and a couple of different things have changed. It's not the same guy it was previously. But I don't want to get too distracted. We're playing our flat 4-4-2, same starting lineup as last game. They're playing a 4-3-3, one of the old exploitative tactics with 3 up top. We'll see if it still works in this version of the game. It was a beast last year. And we're just going to assertively tell the team, go out there and carry straight on from where you finished the last match. We're at home. Well, not our home. We're at Barnett's home, but we're renting it from them, the Hive. And if we could get a good result at home, it might be enough to kickstart the next portion of our season. First highlight here, it's a throw in for us. Waring on the right takes the throw in. Hyam crossfield switch towards Fitzpatrick. Can we work the ball into the box from here? He skips past one challenge, tries to get a ball in, but it's closed down well. He'll pick it back up. Play all the way back to Hyam, who can switch the play. Out to Waring now. Can we get the ball into the box? Hits the deck and finds O'Neill. Reverse pass to Waring. Get the strike away. Oh, he's hit the bar and hits Kiembe. Third goal of the season for him. It's Chancel's chance today. Oh, he's making the most of it when the cameras are rolling. And maybe I just need to record every freaking game until we win the league, because we seem to be doing a lot better when you guys are here. It's a good strike from Waring. Did very, very well. His yellow card we'll have to keep an eye on. But Kiembe, Fox in the box, first one there, just manages to get it back on target and does very well. So that will push us up to 9th spot and 15 points. It's amazing how quickly our season can turn around. And it would drop Billericay to 5th spot, albeit with a game in hand on most of the other sides. Alright, 30 minutes gone. We've used our demand more shout. Hyam is focused, but old Dick Thrash is struggling. They've immediately had a highlight as well. Sometimes I just need to leave stuff alone. Norman comes forward, and he pretty much just walked his way into the 18-yard box and put that one in the far post. It's not enough of a challenge there from anybody. And their first highlight rewards them with their first goal. It's such a simple play here. Just a throw into Norman, cuts inside, no one goes near him, no one closes him down, and I think that's Joe Norman, who was right there and could have stepped in front of him to stop the angle for the shot, but very frustrating given that we started okay. Alright, we get to half time at 1-1. We've had 8 shots, 2 on target, 62% of the ball, 5 shots, 2 on target, 38% for them. We've had 1 highlight apiece and 1 goal apiece as well, so still a whole bunch that we have to play for. And I dare I say it, if they're on full-time contracts, fitness is definitely going to come into it in the second half. Assertively, I'm just going to say I'm pleased with how things are going, and everyone's responded positively to that. Alright, the second half gets underway, and hopefully this is just a kick-off highlight. I think it will be. Alright, getting towards the hour mark, so we're going to make 2 subs. We'll bring on Ollie Chadwick for Sean O'Neill, who hasn't had the best game. Keith Mear is also struggling again, so Chandler will come on, and we'll push Dick Thrash to the advanced forward role. Let's just say I think there's a lot more to come from both of them. They both seem pretty happy, which is great. And they've got a highlight here. It's a crossfield ball, hopefully should go out for a throw. Waring's recovered. Played a long ball forward to me. Watch me score now after I've just agreed to take him off. Threcash comes forward. Out to Fitzpatrick. Can we get a deep ball across? We do now. Backstick runners in O'Neill. Can he cut it back? He tries to, and it goes out for a corner. Yeah, we'll continue to proceed with those changes. They're going to go through now. We're also going to use our shout. We've lost the corner, but I guess nothing happened from it. We're going to use our get creative shout, as we so often do after the hour mark. And 4 of the 11 have have responded with inspired. We've got a few guys out there struggling for legs, so Fitzpatrick, White and Kiembe. We'll keep an eye on them, give it 10 more minutes, and then look at making that last sub. Highlight here, Harvey's going to take a deep free kick, it looks like. Well won by Siemio. Oh, sorry, no it wasn't. It was Dowling. He did very, very well. Norman plays it back to Gibbons. Long ball over the top. Chandler doesn't even challenge. White wings the ball back in midfield, but then coughs it up to Ainley. To Haygarth, who we spoke about in the build-up. To Zuck now. Out wide to Blackwell. Just don't overcommit. Fitzpatrick with a really poor clearance, and it was a volley against the post there. I didn't see who actually did it for their team. I think it might have been Norman. But there is definitely still a danger. Alright, Jacob White has done well, but he's only on 66% condition, so I'm going to bring on Sergeant McGee, and hopefully we can finally get some sort of response out of old Sergeant Bobby. And we have to also get through the remaining 22 minutes without anyone getting injured and no one getting sent off. Fitzpatrick is really struggling. We might have to give him a rest for the next game. Hyam's now picked up a yellow card, of course. Got a highlight here. Kiembe to take a short corner to Chadwick. Deep ball across, but Thompson heads it away. Semenyo's going to get there first. Someone needs to go out and close him down. But don't all run at the ball. There's a backstick runner in Norman, the goal scorer, and he's found the finish. God damn this fucking game sometimes. We've been doing quite well. Like, this is an improvement on how we were performing the last couple of episodes. The last couple of games offline where we weren't even getting the highlights of our own. But just rookie errors, getting dragged to the ball like that. There's always going to be a backstick runner. You either go and close Semenyo early so that he can't hit that ball, or you go and stand on Norman so that the crossfield switch isn't there. You don't do neither. But I need to stop bitching and actually start managing. So let's go demand more for the last 10 minutes. See if we can find ourselves an equaliser. Try and get something out of this game. Norman Stubble puts him at 8.7. Ainley's got a 7.1, but he's getting paid $2.5k a week. You'd expect like 10s every week at this level. We're not doing too badly. Fitzpatrick and Kiembe have been the best on our left-hand side. Waring now with the throw-in. Still time left if we can get another goal back. Finds Sergeant McGee at the top of the box. He's got a man across. Instead, he strikes from the edge of the area, and his first goal of the season. Finally, Bobby Sergeant McGee has done something this season. He's not earning his wage at this point. I think Harvey actually got a small hand to it. A small hand. I think he got a piece of his hand to it and just couldn't stop it from wriggling in at the bottom corner there. See, McGee had 10 touches here. He really did not want to shoot, but eventually he gets it away. It does hit Harvey, and he can only push it into the back of the net. But even if he had pushed it out, Kiembe was right there on the spot. So we're at 2-2 now. Should I try one more shout? Should I go get creative just for the last little bit of extra time and see if anything happens? Okay, everyone except Hyam and Downey responded with inspired. Does that mean we have enough in us to at least just get one more highlight? Just show me something, boys. It's 4 minutes to be added on. We're into the last minute of it now. I dare say the next highlight's just going to be the referee blowing the final whistle. So I shouldn't complain. Considering where we were going into this episode, a win and a draw against the second best team in the division and a full-time squad isn't the worst thing in the world. Except Dick Thrasher's got the ball now. Finds Chadwick. We've got the overlap. Chandler running forward. We've got a man on the outside in Kiembe. It's a poor ball to him. Keep the ball in, please, Chancel. Deep ball across to Chadwick. Oh, and it just struggles past. Oh, we'd like to make things interesting. At least it's good content. Look at it that way. Oh, but a 2-2 draw to end. 13 shots, 5 on target, 56% of the ball. 11 shots, 5 on target, 44% for Billericay. Jamie Norman with 2 goals for them. Kiembe and Bobby Sergeant McGee with the late equaliser for us. We nearly had them. We nearly had them. So I'm just going to passionately say, everybody thought well done, lads. You proved a lot of people wrong in avoiding feet out there, and everyone responds positively. Just need to get that morale up a little bit higher. Maybe that's the key. Once everyone's settled in their roles, we have a settled lineup, settled formation. Just keeping morale as high as possible. And we do actually have a good run of games. Like Ebbsfleet are 16th, Port Vale are 18th, Boston are 20th, FC United are up in 5th. But, like if we can get 3 wins in those games against the lower teams than us in the division, we should be doing all right. Realistically, I think we'll come back around the 20th league game of the season. So what have we done now? 11. So we're probably looking at around early November against Kidderminster and Aldershot. They're kind of mid-table sides, but at least that'll give us another gap before the next round of matches. And of course, things might move around, like we might have trophy replayers on the next round or whatever else. It may not actually be that, but we'll at least be able to start churning through some fixtures and getting through the league season a little bit quicker. So definitely a step in the right direction. We've definitely turned our form around a little bit, getting that win and that draw. But I'm insatiable. It's never going to be enough for me. Hashtag United held to draw. Youth and experience were unable to be separated on a hard and bouncy surface at the Hive. Young Hashtag United team played out a draw against a much more experienced Billericay side. Jamie Norman, of course, got man of the match, but it looks like a relatively spiteful contest. Quite a few yellow cards there. And we've got a few lads that need a rest, so I might rest them for the next game and get some rotation going. As always, though, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the portion I appreciate the most. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to chuck a like on it. If you want to be kept up to date on future videos as they continue to come out, subscribe to the channel, or you can follow @InTheMixer_FM on Twitter. There is a link in the description below. We've got a whole bunch of content that will be coming out as we build up towards the release of FM20, including 1st of October. Remember the date. There will be a release video on the channel for the saves that we're going to do in both the beta version of the game and in the ongoing series throughout the course of the year. But like I said, I just appreciate you guys hanging out. So I've been Sean. This is In The Mixer. Don't ever forget to hashtag it.